Yeah, Philippe's giving nobody any room as he's going for the apex, even though with 2 cars inside him. So
yes, lap one, first corner. I'm going for the apex. I shan't trouble the mirrors too much.
I think Pichot was the only innocent party. Is Hamilton making his way back through the field? I think just with
this was the
Viso,
moment
isn't
with
he?
Viso.
Yeah.
Look at that, how close.
It's actually pretty big contact.
Yeah. Luckily, Viso was going.
Fauzi slowed down. It's Fauzi is pulling along. So,
and let's go, Viso. How the brain works of that. See, now that's the difference between a racing driver and a driver who can just about cope with the car. Is that Viso somehow managed to sort all that data and got out of trouble.
Now, without the time screen, we can't
now
see exactly
we could really use the timing screen.
Yeah.
I think that was Hernandez. That is Ferris Fauzi in the pit lane. I think that was Adrian Hernandez he was behind there, and that is, well, Hernandez started 11th on the grid in the Durango car.
That's all over.
So here we go. Well, he's not in the points. They only go down to 6th place. Lucas de Grassi. Piquet's only 5th. Hamilton making a move. Down the inside of Adrian Valles it is, in fact.
Yeah, the point I was making as we saw Hamilton start his spin there was I'd like to see the start again. Zuber looked to have a cracker. It looked borderline jump start to me from the angle we were at, so I'd like to see it from another angle and just see that it was legal.
Touch of the clay Regazzoni's, you're saying?
maybe.
Although he didn't often jump from the front row. But there is certainly, well, certainly back in the 70s there was the thinking that if you weren't in the first 5 or 6 rows you may as well go when you felt like it, because nobody would be watching anyway. Now, of course, electronics watch your every move. Zuber, Carroll, Glock, our top 3. Piquet up to 4th. We saw him move ahead of de Grassi. There is Hamilton down the queue. We need the graphics to go over because our timing screen is refusing to work at all. Here we go. You get your wish. Watch Zuber.
No, just a great start. Just as soon as the lights went, the cracker.
Exacerbated by the fact that Sandy Negrão was still rolling a cigarette or something as the lights changed, because he really was very slow away. Right behind, look at that, Viso in a ret or something as the lights changed, because he really was very slow away. Right behind, look at that, Viso in a 4-way squeeze, just right at the back of the field, pushing with Jimmy Bruni on his outside, and in fact they slowed each other right up there. Here it comes. That was a big gaggle of cars. Lots of first lap action. Oh my goodness, how did he miss the DPR car?
He had a spin as well. Dear, he's an eventful race, or Viso, isn't he?
His onboard camera tape will be worth watching, and their insult to injury, the DPR car comes back with Lewis Hamilton now, thinking this is live. Oh, is that Pantano?
Yeah, it's a good move actually. Pantano to Hinchey maybe.
Or to Hinchey. Oh, now there was a car on the outside there though, with marshals working on it. Yeah. Surely there would have been yellow flags. Right on the outside of that corner. I can't believe there wouldn't have been yellows there. Well, that's something that we can probably only find out at the end of the race. Hamilton just going through frame there. And which of the two is that? That's hard to tell. That's Vitaly Petrov. Now, it may well have been Petrov that spun earlier on, that we saw on board with Viso. And here's Hamilton. Didn't get the job done entirely, did he? Oh, goodness me. Monfordini. So that previous onboard was at least a lap earlier, I think, since they're not putting up replay. It's very hard to tell, isn't it? So no change in the lead group. Zuber, Carroll, Glock, Piquet in 4th. Now after the Hungaroring, where he went from 8th to 1st in 6 laps, you'd think it should be a breeze here, but it is dry and not wet here in Turkey. Porchero in the pits, the Campos Racing team. Now looking for a Birmingham screwdriver to sort out the computer with.
My patience is running out.
If you can't fix it with a hammer, it really is broken. Some good little battles going out on track. I'd like to be able to tell you about a few more of them, particularly with regard to how close Piquet is. This is Hiroki Yoshimoto and Frank Pereira. Damned with, oh my goodness me, is that Negrão? Yes. I was going to say thank goodness, and not for him obviously, but Piquet. So Piquet picking up 1 place, and
it's been done by Glock, isn't it?
Yes, Glock was ahead of him anyway, because he got past Negrão, but Glock now 3rd, and Hamilton behind Frank Pereira, and around the outside of these two.
Get hard on the power, nice and early. Here
so
we
this
go.
is Yoshimoto and Pereira. Oh, Pereira giving him a big
naughty.
squeeze.
That's naughty.
Well, there's still lots of room. He was just defending, wasn't he? I mean, it's not like he had a big chop.
He's come back and done him.
Yeah. Oh, and he's between Ferreira and Monfordini. Pereira and Monfordini. That's really not a nice place to be,
sandwich.
Is it? Yes.
He's going to do it again.
He is. Well, do you know what? I mean, he's giving him just enough room to keep a car in. Yeah, enough to survive.
Good move.
But
that's pretty brave stuff.
So I'm okay with that, actually.
Yeah, that was not too bad. The first one on the pit straight was a little bit naughty, but just the right side of naughty, I think.
Not too random. It was. I mean, he didn't whiz over. He just came across. I'm coming. If you're going to stay there, you're going to have to really suck it up. And he did. So good job again by Lewis Hamilton. No problem at all with his overtaking. What a shame, though, that that spin earlier on dropped him right down the order. So Hernandez, Prema in 8th place and 7th place respectively, as Hamilton picks up another position. See, now this is almost like the race leader working his way through the back markers, isn't it? But this is really, really important stuff, and until we see page 2 of the graphics, we're not going to know exactly where he's got to.
It is, and I think this kind of situation is one that really allows Lewis to just drive with his natural flair, if you like. I mean, I think over the last couple of race meetings, perhaps because of the situation with the pressure of the championship, he's been a bit constrained, restrained.
Well, you're right.
Suddenly, that you just got to go for it, and I think we're seeing him for what he is now, which is a real good racer.
Exactly. Then everything to lose. Now nothing to lose, and he's 10th. We just saw Prema going through shot, and a car between the two of them. Prema is 8th, so Hamilton is 10th. 4 cars from the A point, 4 cars from any points at the moment.
Yeah.
Now, if we had a timing screen as well, we could probably bring you up to date with exactly who might or might not have the fastest lap. There you are, I had confirmation of that. Jose Maria Lopez right behind Alexandre Prema. But I'm afraid I don't think Hamilton will be handed any extra positions by Prema, because that hasn't happened so far this season, despite the fact that Prema has not really been in with much of a championship chance. Here we go with Hamilton. Look at the speed of approach here.
Staggering that, isn't it?
Absolutely flying up the inside, almost taking the line as if there's no one else there, without suggesting that he's ignoring the car. But goodness me,
stressful stuff.
I'd like to see exactly how calm his dad is at the moment, because he's normally a paragon of sang-froid, isn't he? But now, you're absolutely right. I mean, in the last few races, he's been the man in the lead, being caught. But again, you see, look at Piquet, pressure off Piquet.
Good move.
Hamilton's not scoring, so Piquet can afford to take a risk or two. And there was contact there as well with Timo Glock as he squeezed through in the SS.
Back at him.
Well, this is Glock, the street
Nelson.
fighter.
Yeah, Glock's every right to do that, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's scrapping for points as well.
And here comes De Grassi, the man who's been a year behind Piquet on his trip through Europe.
Piquet's ended up losing a place rather than gaining one. This is frustrating for him.
Well, again, he's still scoring points and Hamilton's still scoring none, so he's got that slight margin. So he's down now to 5th position across the line. Lapierre in 6th spot, the final point. Hernandez in 7th. 8th is Prema, 9th is Lopez, and 10th is Hamilton. Now, Hamilton looked to be about 5 or 6 seconds behind Prema stroke Lopez, so it'll take him 2 or 3 laps to catch them. But luckily, this is a fast, open circuit with lots of overtaking opportunities, and there's still a lot of laps left. So,
plus one of those drivers is also a teammate, isn't he? So whether he'll help. I mean, certainly in the press conference yesterday, Prema indicated he didn't fight Lewis too hard because of the situation. Whether that was just niceties or whether he meant that, I don't know. But
well, I think now it's coming down to it. You know, halfway through the season, even if the guy in front of you is, or the guy, your teammate, has got a bigger point score. Now we're at 2 races from the end of the championship. You know, penultimate race weekend. I think any racing driver with any ounce of moral fibre would allow it to go. And so, you know, come on. You know, what's the difference for him? 3rd or 4th in the points doesn't, you know.
Yeah, I mean,